Right now we're preparing for Ellie Bartlett Junior Racers Day, which I'm super excited for. It's the first time, to my knowledge, that the outdoor program has brought up volunteers to participate in this event. So we're super stoked to be participating to a greater degree. Hi, my name is Camila Hess-Neustadt. I'm a senior in the Clark Honors College, and I'm majoring in psychology and global studies. I personally have benefited so much from going outside, and in some of the outdoor things that I've done, I have felt and continue to feel uncomfortable or outside just because I'm female. And so it made me realize, like, if I feel that as somebody who comes from a privileged background, as somebody who had relative exposure to outdoor spaces growing up, then people who don't have those things really, really have massive barriers to getting outside. I was born in Flagstaff, Arizona and raised there for the most part, but we moved back and forth to Costa Rica 2 times when I was young, like before the age of 7, and then to France when I was 14. I was just outside the entire time we lived in Costa Rica. I was just playing outside. And so I think that's probably my initial appreciations. When I was in high school, I joined a club that was called Grand Canyon Youth, and we did a trip down the Diamond Down section of the Colorado River. And it was totally intimidating, and I remember freaking out about what I was supposed to bring, and there was this whole packing list, and I just did not understand how this all worked. There was just like such radical acceptance there among the guides, but also all of us students who, we were petty 9th graders. Like, we had been having drama before this, but as soon as we got on the river, it was just this surreal experience. And that's what made me start going outside again. At the outdoor program, I work as the collaborative programming coordinator and also as a bike mechanic. Learning to become a bike mechanic was definitely out of my comfort zone. And then from there, the collaborative programming coordinator position opened up. And the goal of that position is to make sure that people who've been historically excluded from the outdoors get access to outdoor spaces. Ellie Day is an event that's hosted by Oregon Adaptive Sports. It's named after Ellie Bartlett, that was a former outdoor program employee who unfortunately passed away. And it centers on bringing adaptive skiing to young athletes.
Hi, my name is Luna Farah, and I am the director of the Accessibility Student Union at the University of Oregon. I never got a lot of opportunity to engage in adaptive sports. Those resources were not available to me, and I would often have to adapt myself or just not engage in adaptive sports. Having Camila be able to facilitate an opportunity like this so that myself and fellow disabled students can engage in adaptive recreation is awesome.
Skiing is one of my favorite activities, so I love the Ellie Day expands access to that activity and does it in a way that's so fun and joyful. I would definitely recommend going and joining the Clark Honors College. I think my advisors in the Honors College have cared a lot more about me and been more helpful than my advisors elsewhere. I took a psychology of fascism class with Robert Mauro. Being in his class and topics that we discussed combined real-world issues like fascism, but also politics in a broader sense with psychology. And that was kind of the first time I had that in university. And I went up to him after class one day, fairly nervous, and asked if he might be interested in being my thesis advisor, and explained a bit what I was doing. And he said, yes, of course. I'm doing my project on the role of immigration salience in the rise of far-right politics in the US and Sweden. And so because of the Honors College, it's become something that I'm so interested in and something that might very well shape what I end up doing moving forward.
Working with Camila has been absolutely wonderful. I treat her like a graduate student. The one thing I'm sure of is that Camila is going to go off and do some really wonderful things because she's got a good head on her shoulders and her heart's in the right place.
Post-grad, I'm looking at going to grad school. I'm looking at different kind of social psychology programs where I might be able to explore that specific field, specifically looking at positions that have a DEI focus to work on continuing to improve access to outdoor spaces for all sorts of folks.